I'm going to hit go live here.
Did it take it?
Nope. I'm not going to hit Instagram. I'm okay with it. Well, welcome to the 7 o'clock talk. I am a little disappointed. I had set up all kinds of stuff here for you guys to see on my desktop, and the desktop did not come across to the iPad. Oh well. Well, good news. We talked about lifestyle and lifestyle change, and this ties in closely with cholesterol. The only bit that I have not been able to whip so far on myself is cholesterol. And so the first thing I'm going to let Jessica talk about is lifestyle change. What have we done that laid the groundwork for the protocol to work? And then I'll talk about my cholesterol. Go ahead.
I really don't know. Other than how we live.
So
we exercise, we walk, we eat good fats. We don't eat a lot of processed food. We're not saying we never eat it. It's not our staple. If we ever have it, it's a treat, and it's outside of something we would buy. We cold plunge, meditate. We take our supplements.
Well, let's just cover the five basics. The basics are sleep, and I get 7.5 to 8 hours every night.
I need more.
Number 2 is nutrition. We are whole food, organic. We are omnivorous. We are grass-fed, pastured. We exercise. We walk. I lift weights 3 times a week. She's getting ready to. I ride 20 to 30 miles on the bike a week, which is, no, I ride more than that. I probably ride about 50 miles a week on my bike. And then next is stress. I'm pretty laid back. I don't let anything get to me. And that is a practice. So stress is a non-issue, non-starter. And so last but not least, then it's crappy friends. If you have people that stress you out, you have to get rid of them. None of my friends stress me out. And I'm so easygoing that the friends that do stress me out, I can deal with. I can deal with the stress. I understand them.
When we say friends, but we mean anybody close to you, whether it's family, friends,
yes,
acquaintances.
So the next thing that we start to talk about is monitoring yourself. Okay, total openness here. I don't have health insurance because I believe that I can take care of myself better than the medical model. And so far, it proves to be true. Now, is that I haven't given the medical model a try. I don't take any medications. And as of right now, my cholesterol doesn't need any medications. So back in 2022.
Well, and you changed that in like 3 months.
Yeah. Back in 2022, my cholesterol was 330. I do an NMR. I do an in-depth look at my cholesterol. This is not a cholesterol, triglycerides, and that's what I'm disappointed. I'm supposed to have the ability to share on the bottom of here, and it doesn't have anywhere on here to share my screen, so I'm a little upset. But that's life. You just roll with it. So what ends up happening is I always ran a 330. The most I could get my cholesterol down to was a 230 or a 270. And this is always, always, always a part of insulin, blood sugar issues, and they're always intimately related. I don't care who you are, if you have high insulin, your LP little a, APOB 100 are most likely disordered. You can have totally normal cholesterol, and what we have found, cholesterol, the gross reading, those are the people who go get their stress test and they do great, and then they walk outside and they stroke out in the parking lot after getting a clean bill of health. And that's because we don't look at the particles. You have to look at the particles. So since 2022, I've tried to figure out myself, hey, my blood pressure is fabulous. Everything looks good. What in the devil is the problem? And I still have this little bit of a gut. And I'm like going, why do I have this gut? And I'm always thinking insulin. I'm always on top of myself. My blood sugar always runs about 100. And so it should be lower. So interestingly enough, now you remember I'm doing all the other stuff. So I am exercising, sleeping, nutrition, friends, stress, and blah, blah, blah. So the next thing is I always keep reading. And funny enough, the last book I read was Blood Sugar Revolution. And I actually have talked about that last week and stuff like that. The writer's name is Jesse. The author's name is Jesse. I started doing her stuff. Now, I took the blood sugar reading, or I took the cholesterol readings right as I started this. So that really doesn't have a lot to do with the cholesterol yet. I believe it's going to be the icing on the cake. But my blood sugar readings, since I've been following her little hacks, have dropped down into the 80s to 85 to I now, when I'm fasted, my blood sugar is a high of 88. When I used to work on this and I was ketogenic and fasting all the time and doing all that jazz, what ended up happening was I could get my blood sugar down and my ketones would go way up. And so my ketones would be at a 5. And so I was literally starving myself to force that, to make that happen. Now, that's not a bad thing because that made me metabolically flexible. That makes my body have the ability to burn carbohydrates and stuff like that, or to turn around and to burn fat. And so also realize that I have probably had more drinks in the last month than I have in the past 3 years, because we went to the Bakersfield twice.
3 times.
Yeah. So I've actually had a little more alcohol than I have, and that's horrible for triglycerides. But anyway, so I have had, I've been probably 80%, which is what I tell most patients, 80% on the spot. So I get my most recent back, and I've been on a protocol, and I'll share the protocol here in just a little bit. But I started the new protocol about 2.5, 3 months ago, and it's the first time without trying to kill myself. I actually didn't expect my cholesterol to change. I thought I was going to be one of those the hypercholesterol responders, genetically predisposed. But my cholesterol was a 209. That's the lowest I have ever seen it. And all of my numbers, they're not perfect, but they're all trending the right way. The icing on the cake is going to be getting my blood sugars down to where I am now. And I'll just be real frank with you on that. The hacks that I do that help me, the hacks that I'm doing are, number one, I try to drink or eat something with some apple cider vinegar in it before. Apple cider vinegar slows down the amylase in your mouth so that you're not actually turning on, or you're not turning those carbs to sugar so fast.
And you don't necessarily have to eat something. You can put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in some little bit of water, but I probably would not take it teaspoonfuls in your mouth. Ugh. Because it's very acidic. It hurts your teeth and it will hurt your stomach.
Yep. So I just make a cabbage. So I eat my fiber first, and I have a Salad Master thingy. I put a recipe out the other day and showed people how easy it is to use. You don't hack your finger off like she does with the mandolin.
But I didn't get stitches. I just needed a little super glue. I finally, after 30 minutes, got it to, well,
I don't know why she loves that stupid mandolin. It has claimed more skin of hers than anything I know of. But regardless, I use the Salad Master, and I always eat a little bit of slaw right before I eat anything else. And that helps the fiber get in there. And then I just eat what I want to eat. And we're generally pretty good anyway about that. My blood sugars, like I said, have been lower. My LP(a) trended the right way. I'm just outside of optimal. My triglycerides, I attribute that to the alcohol. I was at a 102. I'm generally below 100. Total cholesterol, like I said, was a 109. And then HDLs look fabulous. LDLs look great. Size, I've never been able to get my LDL size to go larger. And I've never been able to get the particle number to go down. I have done that now. And so the protocol, I'm supposed to have a slide. And it just generally just really kind of disappoints me that I can't actually share the slide. I'll share the slide on the Facebook. So if you follow us on Facebook, you'll get to see that slide tomorrow. But here I'll put on the screen. That takes you to the supplements that I use. That I personally, those are the actual supplements that I use, and the dosages that I use them in. So that sets everything up. If you take that URL and you plug it into your browser, it's going to take you to Well World. You can pick up the supplements. It gives you the dosages, and it's real easy. It's resveratrol, it's berberine, it's CoQ10, it is it's CoQ10. There's 5 products: CoQ10, resveratrol, berberine, niacin, and the last one, lipoic acid. And so those and their dosages are in there, and it's all just mapped out. And what that allows you to do, and I'll post it on, there's that one, and then there's Facebook. It's also in the chat, so you can see it in the chat. But with all of that being said, that's where you can get what I actually use to change the cholesterol, finally, to wipe out and change the numbers. And that's one thing about functional medicine. If you want staying power, if you want it to last a while, then you have to actually have those foundational things in place.
Why does it keep doing that?
It's reading gestures. So it does that, and it'll read the gesture, and it does that, and it reads the gesture. So it's looking at your hands, and I'm not going to sit on my hands. So with all of that being said, you have to do the foundational stuff to get it to stick. Now that I have cut everything down, I know genetically I have a problem with niacin. I don't produce it or use it well. So I will stay on my niacin and the CoQ10 because I have a genetic familial trait for Alzheimer's, dementia, and those types of neurodegenerative diseases. But if anybody wonders about that stuff, that's what we do. We can do everything from the genetics and read those to you and explain them to you, to the microbiome. And this is all important. If I hadn't worked on all of these things, either A, I wouldn't have gotten the results, or B, they won't stay. And now that's what I'm looking at, is the staying power. I know my microbiome's better because I have actually checked it. And I'm working on a couple of little infections that I still have. But all of those things are things that will cause your glucose to raise, your blood sugar to raise. And if your glucose and blood sugar go high and your insulin goes high, well, guess what happens? Then your cholesterol goes out of whack. So it's not just like, oh, I can take this, and I'm not slamming statins. If you've had a heart attack, the studies show that statins will cause you to decrease slightly. I'm not impressed with the research, but it causes that to slightly decline.
Well, they're important for the first 30 days after an event. And after the 30 days after the event, it's not really a big benefit to them. They actually cause more problems than they're helping.
Yeah. And the studies show that they can't figure out if the statins work because of the anti-inflammatory effect of the statins, which is actually really good. But it's, once again, only short term. So that's, once again, that right there that you're seeing on the screen, that ihirx.com/4B-W8VV3, that's the protocol that I use and used to lower my cholesterol on top of the lifestyle stuff. If you're not going to change your lifestyle, I'll just be honest. Don't waste your time, because you're going to throw money away at it. You're going to end up on statins anyway. And statins affect, you have a blockbuster drug if you have 30%, if you can affect 30% of the population. So if you happen to be in that 30% of the population that statins help, fabulous, you're good. If not, then most people start getting joint pain, muscle aches, and all kinds of things because the statins block the HMG coenzyme reductase A, whatever it is. It blocks that, which blocks CoQ10 in the body. And so I didn't take any derivative of that. I didn't take any red yeast rice. I didn't take any statins. I didn't do any of that. And I dropped my cholesterol from a 330 to a 209. So with that being said, we're here to help. We're here to help you understand your health, your personalized health. We're here to help you get healthy. We're now located also in 1460 Jackson Street in Columbus, Indiana. And we still have our original 209 South State Street, and a couple of big announcements.
And that's in North Vernon.
And that's in North Vernon. Two of our big announcements. Announcement number one is Jessica is working on getting our IVs back.
With the help of friends.
Yep. And after that.
And if you're in the Scottsburg area and you would love to try a nutritional IV, is how I phrase them, but an IV of vitamins, check out Luke's Hydration Well. Shay and Brittany Miles own it, and they are just starting up. So if you're in the Scottsburg area or going through the Scottsburg area, give them some love.
And they use the products that we use, so you are set. And we'll probably start scheduling times at the North Vernon office.
Probably once a month, thinking maybe a Wednesday. That's going to be driven by their train and their schedule. So.
Yep. And the other one is we had a very lovely discussion with
the kitchen lady.
Yeah, is she a dietitian? Is she?
I think she's just somebody that is passionate about cooking.
Well,
I think she's had some training.
She has had some training. I don't remember what it was. I am super excited because she actually understands Mark Hyman's method. She works with his 10-day sugar detox. We have already reserved a class of 5, and I know that's coming up. And when that and I think we only have 1 or 2 spots left in that first class of 5 with her. And I'll be honest, it's not inexpensive, but you get 9 hours of coaching.
Yeah, not only are you going to get knowledge,
yeah,
you're going to actually watch her do all of your cooking.
Well, you're going to eat what she's cooking, then you're going to cook it,
and then you're going to take it all home with you for the week.
Yeah. So you're going to get 40 meals for 10 days.
And snacks.
And snacks. And if you go out and buy this stuff, let's say you go buy lunch, I never get away from lunch for less than $20 for myself.
Yeah, and it does not include your breakfast. However, she gives you very simple, basic recipes to cook eggs and smoothies.
And then dinner. Dinner is always $25 or $30. So you're right at that $50, $60 mark per day anyway. And these are going to be meals that help you reset your metabolism. It helps you reset your taste buds, and it will start to knock down your blood sugar. It'll start to make you feel great. I'll be honest, when we were talking to her, how old did you think she was when we were talking to her?
I would say I was thinking she was early 50s, if that.
I was
we aren't
thinking.
Going to tell you how old she is.
Yeah, I was going to say she was like 45, 50-ish tops, and we were wrong.
Yeah.
And that's because of the way that she eats.
Yeah. So if you're on Instagram, go over and friend her. She's the holistic, or the whole kitchen. She's called My Whole Kitchen.
And her name is Kristen.
WHOLE.
Yes. And so she will be we'll be announcing the class with her. It looks like June 3rd is going to be the class, but watch us on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. And at that point in time, we'll announce it. Oh, and the cost of that, like I said, I didn't say, but the cost for all 10 days, the 40 meals, the 9 hours of education,
it's
the cooking.
3 days you cook and go
Monday, Thursday, Monday.
Yeah, and that it gives you 2 weeks worth of food.
10 days worth of food.
Sorry, 10 days, not including your breakfast.
And so that is $600, but that will probably be the best $600 that you spend in healthcare for baseline health. And it gets people, we are very passionate about, if you can do that and you get yourself set up and that becomes your habit, when you come to us, knocking out diabetes, knocking out autoimmune diseases, knocking out these things becomes very, very simple.
And she's not making crazy dinners and lunches. She's making very simple, delicious food.
Yeah.
Such as roasted vegetables. And she teaches you how to do it. And people are amazed at, 1, how quick it is and easy, and 2, how wonderful it tastes.
Well, and so she perfectly aligns with our autoimmune class and how we take people through. We will be introducing a new menu soon. I guess I got to put myself on the spot, so I actually got to finish it, where we can package all of this together, and then you can choose platinum, gold, silver, bronze. You know what you're going to spend, and you go from there. So with that being said, You all have a wonderful evening. Thank you. And we will see you next week.